Good evening, Free Enterprise, and welcome to another Highway to the Zemus Zone 4 matchup between DekarSMASH and Soleras. I'm Bad Karma. I'm joined in the booth by Tybalt. We got our restreamer, a Psychonaut, who's making everything looking good, rolled this fine seed. We've got Warlink doing the tracking, lighting the buttons up, and somehow we have 4 people up here in the restream who've never done anything before. How did that happen, Tybalt?
I guess you gotta start somewhere, right?
Absolutely, and really, some of us have been up here before. I think we all have, but we all asked each other at some point, getting set up, "Hey, have you done restreaming before?" But no, we've been here, we've done this, we've got objectives, we've got a Kane start, we've got Solar Smash, Bros Brawl, Ultimate, and Dissidia, any of them for our objectives. How are you feeling about this race tonight?
This is gonna be a pretty hype race. We got DekarSMASH who's up 1 game to Soleras. Can Soleras take this win and force a game 3? Both of these runners are just amazing to watch.
Yeah, both runners have been doing excellent in this event. Both top 16, as we said. They've picked their brackets, they picked their opponents, and have just been moving through, and now we are here, final 4 for both of them. I'm looking forward to this matchup. Kane's start, though, that is an interesting hurdle in and of itself with the Sea Hero.
The nice thing about Kane, with him being the hero, is that he's the one hero that you can tank the most agility with. You can tank his agility by, was it 28, I want to say? Not 25. Yeah. You just massively tank it.
Yeah, between Curse Stream, between Dwarf Axe, you can use Drain Spear, Drain Sword, Assassin's Dagger raises it. But that's the other thing, he also has a number of pieces of gear that can raise his agility as we're getting underway.
Yeah, I think it depends on who the second character is. Depends on where our runners might go. I know Soleras has done a lot of what we call campfire racing, and Eblin Castle is usually pretty good. But an Edward for the second character,
Shield.
We want a Dancing Dagger, like 2 Dancing Daggers. This team's online.
Yeah, 2 Dancing Daggers. I think for me personally, I get this roll, I'm going to Eblin. It's pretty decent loot, but I would actually do a little extra looting with this party just to be able to afford that Dancing Dagger. It's going to make things go a lot easier. Plus with Eblin, you got a chance at getting a good Kane weapon like a Gungnir or a White Spear.
Right. I mean, that I might mix in a little bit of Damsian to hopefully get a Dancing Dagger instead of having to buy one. But looks like Dekar might be going up to Watery Pass. Great area to loot. Meanwhile, Soleras going straight to Eblin Castle. 3 trap chests in here. Hopefully you can dodge them all. Or you find them all right away.
Find them real fast. That's definitely the name of the game. Try to be as efficient routing through here as possible with, keeping an eye on those. We'll see what our runners find here with this immediate divergence for loot. And there's our first trap chest.
Yeah. Well, Dekar found a Rune Axe, which is actually a relatively good weapon for Kane. We're going to stick him in the center row just for the extra accuracy, but I'm happy with Rune Axe.
Absolutely. We got a number of bosses where I would love to put that Rune Axe to use. An early Asura is now not as scary. Baron Guards is another good one that can be a little rude early on. That Rune Axe is just going to chop them to pieces.
Yeah. Solaris just found a cursed ring in this Eblin. Hey, it's a free 35k right there. I mean, that curse ring is so expensive now. Finding one for free, yes please.
Yep, and Lord Goober, as the starting item was a crystal shield, so no key items for our runners today, as they had to kind of navigate the sea.
Just a boatload of money, I'd say, because that crystal shield can only be held by the one and only Cecil. But it can sell for a lot.
I mean, what's the exchange rate? I mean, Crystal Shield for 1 Dancing Dagger, I think, roughly?
At least, if not more. Soleras finds a Rune Axe as well in Eblin Castle and says, nope, I'm done. I'm out.
I don't blame him. You came to Eblin looking for a weapon for Kane or a dancing dagger, which obviously Kane could use as well. Hey, there's a quack kid on Hobbs.
Hey, if you can get through this Leviathan here, you can get most of his level 2 spells.
Absolutely.
Since Soleras is going to raise the hovercraft here, probably going to check with the waterfall boss here at the same time. Don't want to forget about those waterfall or mist cave bosses.
Yeah, Dekar found a Zeus Rage, so made really short work of the Shy Noodle. So Leviathan is down. Palom has some level 2 spells, and he is rocking and rolling.
Yeah, the only thing he's shy of is for that Ice 2, but Fire 2, Lit 2, still really good with that bluff.
Yeah, so our runner's on par with that Rune X, both of them rocking it. Nobody's going to be, having a clear advantage yet. We've got Soleras who's heading down to Antlion, though, before picking up that Palom. This is an interesting choice, and he's not doing a lot of looting, which I found a number of decent items here in Antlion. It is it's quote unquote out of the way, even though it's open. So he is doing a little bit more looting, though.
Yeah, the chests here kind of really spread out, so looting in here, it's a toss-up. Finding some J items is always a good thing. Picks up Blizzard and a Boreas, so at least hoping to make some fights later on, maybe free or easy.
Yep, and if you've been watching our event this entire time, the Sea Hero flag is on, which means that when we decide to go up Mount Ordeals, Kane is going to have to do that fight solo. So the more J items we find, the better off for him, just to make it a little bit more free.
Yeah, we've got a Karate sitting here in Antlion. Free as free can be.
Yep, this is not a very punchy spot, and that's all Karate's going to do. It's going to take a little bit of time for Soleras, not having that Palom, but Dekar's probably going to, a couple level 2 spells and be right through it.
Yeah, actually, there's only about 1,000 health in this spot, so going to be getting through it fairly quickly. But sticking everybody in the back row to reduce the damage, since jumping doesn't matter what row you're in.
Absolutely. It took me the longest time to, to remember that, even from the vanilla days. When I played this as a kid, Kane was always in the front row.
Yeah, I mean, that was always me for you. Like the big beefy people that had all the heavy armor, always in the front row. Now it's a toss-up. Like, I'll stick people in the back row that are beefy armor, like Cecil, and just have him defend and not take a single point of damage.
And our runners are synced up here, both getting through this karate fight at the same time. We'll see if there's some value. It is the value.
Well, we have free underground access. We do have a siren, so we could get Palom up to gold virus easily enough. And that would really kickstart this team to get that early 34,000.
Yeah, and there's a lot of looting open now. You can, make that, potential 3 check into Fabul down to a minimum or a maximum 2 check by going and triggering Sheila 1, doing the defense and that. We'll see where our runners decide to go.
Yeah, I mean, early Magma, you don't really have any direction when you get underground of where you're going to go. But it's gated loot, gated shops. Like, so much value underground.
A key item check just sitting there in the middle of the Fame Arch.
Yeah, with 2 bosses, which it could be some free bosses there, like King, Queen, Evelyn, you get some free experience.
A lot of options. We are seeing Soleras, so head up to Mount Hobbs. We are going to get a rendition of this Leviathan fight. Meanwhile, Dekar is heading underground.
Yeah, as mentioned, we did find the good old CPU in the waterfall. Chance mentioning that some people may not know how to water cool their machine.
Water and machinery just doesn't really mix, so you just get one little leak in that hose and you may have some problems.
Well, to be truthfully honest, actually, if you use nothing but mineral water, which is non-conductive, you could submerge your entire machine in it.
That is also true.
So it just matters the type of water.
But a Zeus Rage and done. Soleras is through, has his Quack Kid, getting level 2 spells. Dekar did a little shopping, so is heading in.
Yeah, sold a crystal shield for some money. Usually the best thing for it. Since only one person can wield it. And also mentioning that we found the old and only shop.
For when you have no summoners.
Yeah. I love it when you see all the summons and no Rydia. You feel real bad. It's like, oh look, I got a Leviathan. No Rydia. Oh look, I got a Hobbit. No Rydia.
Yeah, that just confirms, the same as when you find a Holy Sword, that just confirms Cecil not in the scene. All these crystal shields we're getting, Cecil.
Yeah. But not seeing, the Baron Inn check. We don't know who's sitting there. There's still a bunch of character checks left open.
Yep, and we are going to get a look here at this Feymarch freebie chest. So what can it be? A party rock, and it is required for objective number 4.
Yeah, so an early party rock. That treasury is just looking very tasty right now. 18 chests of loot.
Yeah,
all of which should be really good.
Yeah, and to me, if I'm running this, that means I'm gonna try my best to not loot, because I have a problem with looting. I'd hit that treasury and just say, I need to go.
Yeah, I usually try to hit a shop beforehand to make sure I have room in my inventory, so I'm not hitting the infamous inventory boss. That's always fun.
The inventory boss and I are very well acquainted.
Yeah, here, let me just, each chest I open, I hit the inventory boss.
That was a charm rod, though, in the weapon shop. Not a lot of runners typically will come down and check these shops here in the Feymarch. Oh, there's a heroine robe as well.
Yeah, great for a white mage that's not in our party right now. For some pew-pew.
Yep, and we didn't really talk about those bosses. That was Golbez in the Leviathan spot, and one of the guards fight. I would be tempted maybe to peek that guards if it's officer. That could possibly be doable.
If it's, the thing is, you have to be able to take the hits from there, and you still have to kill. It'd be a little difficult at this point to try and take that out, because it does hit quite hard. I would probably just take a punch and be down, and no stop cast for you.
Yeah, but Dekar, meanwhile, is going to be doing this Sheila 1 trigger, so that when he does the Fabul defense, he's going to be able to get 2 key items out of Fabul. Really nice. And as Soleras is getting the news that, hey, I'm never coming back to this Feymarch.
Yeah, no value here. There's no demist. Our flags, we don't have the summon flag on, so the only thing you can get is maybe like an Avenger from there. But are you really going to go through those fights to try and spike that? Probably not. No. Soleras as well takes in, looks and finds a charm rod, picks that up too. Great rod for a Palom.
Yeah, it's really good. You don't have to go. All right, sounds like we are back, and from what we can gather, it looks like that Dekar went to Fabul.
Yep, Dekar went to Fabul, got a Luca key from the Sheila 1, or from the actual Fabul defense. Sheila 1 did not give anything. Currently, Soleras is, as I had said, I do have a Khadgar open to kind of get both treasury. We'll see if Dekar hits it. It looks pretty good. Soleras did actually do a Gold Dragon to get some levels before going back above. So
Yeah,
Sid here and Baron Inn.
Yeah, and it looks like Dekar did not opt to use the Siren yet, is doing some overworld checks. So we are getting our runners back up on our screen so we can get things rolling for you guys.
Before the stream kind of crashed, I was wondering, what are you kind of hoping in this particular race? Are you kind of hoping for like a required giant with Demist there?
At this point, we need Demas to hold a piece of the forge on the giant, as well as Wyvern to be up there. because we have both of our gating key items for objectives 4 and 5.
Yeah. Kind of could be a quick one.
Yeah, because there's our pan, and that's going to be another check for our runners. Since we don't have the summon flag on, as you said earlier, so we're only going to get one check out of this, but still a good item pickup. Still moves our party towards that 10 key item mark. We do have that Sid in tow, as Soleras is heading to Fabul, going to be rewarded with this Luca key.
Yeah, and might be able to see what the Sheila 1 check is.
Yep.
But do you think our runners are actually going to hit ordeals at any time? It's an out-of-the-way check, but there's 3 bosses up there, plus a possible key item.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got Dekar. He's going to go take care of this egg. I would be more tempted with the egg knocked out. I would definitely be tempted to be heading up Zot and getting that out of the way.
Oh,
before
definitely.
hitting ordeals.
Two extra characters. I'd almost with the current party comp. I mean, you've got Kane, who's relatively good. You've got Palm with at least some of his level 2 spells. I'd almost be willing to hit Zot beforehand to get the 5th character, possibly to get double experience on lower level people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with this party, you're really looking for that white mage still, even though we do have the 3rd best white mage in the party right now with Sid.
Yeah, I mean, you just need some cure 3s.
And there they are in Fabul.
Yeah, so you got your chemist.
Yeah, and with the way that these 2 key items really rolled so early, the thought in the runners' heads right now has got to be, where is that darkness crystal? How buried is this going to be?
Yeah, it's a matter of finding that darkness and figuring out where that wyvern is.
All right, so
here's
what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Earth Crystal is a bonk check, even though it gives an objective. We're still going to do it. And Luca starts the chain.
Oof. Man, can we stick the alt gauntlet at either Cave Bahamut or at Sealed Cave?
Either one of those, but I'm looking for a Luca into the Tower Key, into Harp, into Baron, into Rat Tail, and then have the top of the tower be Hook.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then that Darkness Crystal can be from the Rat Tail turn-in. Forge 100% on the moon.
Soleras looks to be going up ordeals right now. Maybe spikes an early wyvern up here, maybe a sneaky demist. Because with this current party, there's no reason to go up ordeals. Like, you don't have a Tella, you don't have a Cecil. You're just hoping like a boss.
I think this is just 3 quick boss checks. You have the power to go through here. It is a key item spot as well, so I think Soleras is just going for the quantity play, get 3 bosses knocked out, get a key item check. Hey, there's a free one.
I mean, as a runner, you hate to see this fight here because it is so free. And it looks to be, Quack Kid's got the quack. This fight is not long for this world as the Quake comes out and the King and Queen are going to fall into a crevice.
Yeah, and so neither runner has opted. Hey, there's a Twin Harp.
Well, you just took all that damage from those tiles themselves.
Absolutely, Twin Harp is a heal. It is a longer check, though. Only 1 boss. So we may or may not see that here. We got backwards Plague, though. That is a rude spot to run into Plague.
Yeah, definitely. But it does take extra damage from spears and ranged weaponry, so Kane with a jump might be able to do quite a bit of damage here to take him out.
Oh, this
not
is
a lot of health here.
So tight. Do not adjust the numbers on your screen, folks. That was a 1, not a 10.
Ooh, just shy of the damage required for that spot.
is going to have to redo the king-queen spot, though. This is what we were talking about in the start, though, with the agility of Kane being so fast. You know, if you're not managing it correctly, you're going to run into this back attack spot, and you know, Plague is one of the more rude ones there because of how fast that count is.
Yeah, I'm thinking, doing quick maths in my head. Had that virus actually been targeted on Plague, I think you actually get through the fight. There's about 3K in that spot, and he had done 2,200 with Kane, and then I think 600 with the Boreas cast. So that virus would have put it over the threshold. It just hurts to see that.
Yep.
Going in for round two.
Dekar is doing the harp check, though, once that heal that you were talking about. So we will get some music here in a second.
There we go. Plague is down on Soleras' side. Gets a high roll on the jump, too. 3K.
More than enough. Plague crumbles, and he is out of here.
Making the quick safety save beforehand, because you never know what's going to be here at this twin harp.
Absolutely. It's just got to be, you know, really careful. You know, we've seen Golbez gone. That's really one of the more rude ones here, because you can't, you know, take advantage of reflecting his spells because of the magic defense. But, you know, Wyvern could still show up with something rude for Witchburn. We are going to get a virus to team down. Eddie's going to get out of the bed, and we'll see what DJ Spooty B has got for us tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the part where we end up talking over music, right?
Oh, is that what we're doing tonight? Usually every time that happens, I get the newspaper.
Well, you know what? I feel like I could use a newspaper here or there, you know? You just got to ask for it.
Oh, Dekar missed the window for that D Lunars and is gonna fly a ways back, taking his save outside. Looks like he's gonna head up the Zot instead of going back to that harp check. We've got Soleras though, who got the Legend Sword from that Ogopogo fight with Vanilla Maga Sisters here.
Oh, good thing we have a Rune Axe. This Rune Axe is just going to shred these sisters.
Yeah, and Decker has that rune X currently on the Sid, with his cane rocking, I believe, a Blizzard Spear. It's going to be getting that Gungnir here out of the treasury.
Yeah, Gungnir, Ninja Shirt, Blizzard Spear, Life Staff, yes please. Let's see, anything else? Cat Claw's not bad. Light Sword, I mean, maybe there's a
Lots of
successful.
money out of 10 treasury right there. Light Sword, Cat Claw, Ninja Jammies, Crystal Armor, all were in there.
Physical team percent?
Absolutely.
I mean,
This depends on
that's
who's
what
up here in Zot.
I mean, no, I'm okay with a full physical team. I just need a Zergcast or a way to steal Bacchus. I'll be happy. Got Young for that Cat Claw.
Yep, and there's a blue robe sitting in Dwarf Castle. Neither runner has checked. I don't believe we've seen Water Hag or the Gauntlet yet, so not sure which blue robe that is.
Definitely get some good information to know beforehand. Prep yourself for the possibility of an all Gauntlet being at Dwarf 2. But there's our White Mage.
White Mage is good. For those Bard lovers out in the chat right now, I suspect that Porum is going to be taking that spot once Decker gets up there. Soleras has not gotten Sid, so is going to be keeping everybody.
Yeah, and decking this Porum out, making sure she stays alive. Definitely want to get some experience on her quickly.
Yeah, and Decker, having done that pan, actually has a ribbon as well. So this Porum is going to be pretty loaded in terms of gear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about that. Dr. Luca, you're in the wrong tower, okay? I know there's two.
At least he's in a tower. I mean, he just wants someone to listen to him.
Oh, so that's why he has the person tied up, so he can just lecture on and on. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, look, Baldab is clearly not listening to him. He's just growling at him. So he wants people to talk to and listen to him. He's a speech doctor.
I mean, what does Yang only know? Punch? No talk, only punch?
No talk, only punch.
I mean, that's what Yang does.
Hey, sometimes he kicks, sometimes he kick, but he punch.
Yep.
Cade was able to dodge that party-wide poison, though, and not going to get much of a poison walk, though, since we're going to get a full heal right after this fight.
So there is no poison walk. Sad bard noises.
Sad poison walk noises.
No, there is no poison walk.
I know, it's sad. Sad. Sad no poison walk? Sad no poison walk noises? Is that what we're going for here?
I don't know. I mean, the poison walk grows on you, to be honest.
Another character check.
Sand Ruby. I mean, that's a gated character check. We know we can't get Fu, but is there an edge? Like, I think we get an edge. Either one that Eddie's gone. But I think on Soleras' side, going in here, seeing the Sid, I think Ed's probably going to be heading over to Mysidia.
Yeah, unfortunately, since Eddie is not the hero, and we have not found an Artemis bow and some Artemis arrows to really make Edward, come up to the same level as the rest of the team. He can't use the spoon if we were to find it. I think he's going to be spending his time in Mysidia.
Yeah, trying to learn magics.
That would make him incredibly useful, though. Maybe bump him up from, in the White Mage pecking order if he, could actually throw more than Cure 1s with his heal ability.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, he has, heal. Why can't he use like Cure 2s or Cure 3s? That would be amazing.
Pretty sure in one of the remakes, or one of the updated versions, he was able to.
I mean, he'd be so much more useful. then again, he does have his niche uses for certain bosses. And, yep.
This is true.
Bye, Edward.
He may come back if we see that Dark Knight Cecil there in Decay Value later.
Ooh, that's a free way to get through the fight. I mean, we can already, on Soleras' side, we can already tank Kane's agility with a Drain Spear and a Curse String, so minus 25 agility. Pretty good in my book.
Absolutely. We will see where Soleras tries to go. He's got mostly underground checks available to him. Probably going to chase this pan down. We will see if he decides to go down into the harp check.
Yeah, not having exit. I don't know if Form's learned exit or yet. It's usually you want exit when you do Twin Harp because it's such a long walk out. So having exit or warp makes that check more appealing. In my eyes.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. I'm not sure if we found an exit item, but I think Palom should be getting close. I think he has Quake.
He has Quake. I saw on Dekar's side he just learned Drain, which is just before Warp, because you learn Warp at 29.
Aha!
Not like I know anything about that.
What, you've played a Warp Glitch Seed recently?
No, it's not the reason I lost her. No, it's fine.
Looks like Dekar is going to go give us a look at who is in the bed. Meanwhile, Soleras is chasing this pan down. We'll see if he stops by Kaipo on the way. Nope, going to do a Miscave check. We have not seen this boss yet.
Could be a vanilla Demist or a sneaky Wyvern here. But that's a Cecil. Dekar debating about it and goes...
Has a
fine.
lightsaber, has a number of pieces of gear. This is also going to be a reason to send Dekar up Mount Ordeals to get that Legend Sword.
Yeah. We're saying bye to Yang here. A little interesting on that. Yang, the great thing about him is that he really doesn't need equipment. He just needs levels.
And we have a Cat Claw.
Yeah. Sid has, as well a great HP pool, but he's not really fast. He's so slow.
Yeah, and we have Porum, so, I mean, granted Sid is a better white mage, allegedly, than Porum, according to a number of people. It's a tough choice, but I think I would have taken the Cecil over the Sid instead of the Young. Good point for Cubs rule.
Could be saving up for a slingshot. I mean, if you're thinking about doing one of the grind options for a slingshot, in this case it would be Mag Giants, slinging a Young and Cecil would not be a bad thing.
Oh, and this is interesting. Dekar is opting to go in to Dwarf without going to Ordeals. Maybe just trying to peek this boss. That's a Demist.
Ooh. That's a possible value there. We don't get the best hand though. Ghost hand, best hand.
Agreed, 100%.
The next best one is when it's just Ruby or Dims, therefore you can catch them red-handed.
But this is going to be a tough fight. Going to be really relying on that Palom to get these quacks out. Shadow Sword Cecil not going to be really exploiting that darkness weakness on the Demist, but we'll see how Dekar decides to handle it.
I think another reason probably not going up Ordeals is that when you do Ordeals, Cecil then becomes level 1. So perfect for a slingshot target after doing Ordeals.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting, and it probably could be picking up that Yang in place of Palom later if there's going to be some sort of slingshot going on. This could be a very ripe Mac Giant team, depending on what items, if we can find some Ogre Axes somewhere. We have Thunderclaws for Yang. Soleras, meanwhile, though, is doing the Twin Harp check.
We've already found Poison Axes for sale. I believe they were I think Dekar found them in Kaipo. really fine. We have seen poison axes for sale, which is also really another good option for that particular grind. Except when you're looking at charm, thunder, or even hammers for like Sid, hitting the machine weakness.
Yep, and as Dekar is working through this Demus, only about 8,000 health here. Soleras is going to be giving us a second rendition here of that Final Fantasy VI music that we heard earlier. We will see if he can get through the D-Lunar fight.
This song, even its harp, is amazing. I personally can't wait until the Pixel Remaster comes out.
Same.
Let's go ahead, and before music gets to pop off here, we get to see who the character is from Dwarf. Is it Value? Is it Zonk? That's always the biggest question.
Come on, Duport.
Nope, that'd be Betty.
Second chance Bard. Dekar says no.
Oh, it's the outlet.
This would have been a time to have done ordeals, I think, before doing this.
I think if anything, you probably knock out your Porum to give her a chance of a slingshot.
Soleras did make it through, though. We will see what Dekar and Soleras both get. There's a package for Dekar.
Oh, not exactly the value you're looking for. I mean, it is a boss check there if you really, really want to check. But finding a rat tail on Soleras' side, no hook yet.
Yeah, but I believe that puts him up to 8 key items. That's a really good with the with Tower still in play, Luca, Seal Cave still in play as well. I believe Soleras is almost at a point where he should be able to tackle that Seal Cave if he wanted to. Meanwhile, Dekar is heading back to the overworld. I think this is probably Ordeals, or nope, gonna be checking the package.
Oh, Demus. You check that Demus before you forget.
Yeah. See, I already forgot about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you stick Demus somewhere in a sequence of fights, like Ordeals 2, maybe even Ordeals 1. There's such a high chance to forget that you fought it. Finds just a ninja sword, though.
Not the value you're looking for there, but still, again, more money. We have a lot of money on hand for our runners.
Soleras sitting here going to go down a sealed cave. Dekar checking, finding a Rosa at the package. You know, I'm a little tempted.
Tempted, but I think it's a little late personally. That's a long check to, you know, go through just to get Rosa when you have Porum already and levels on Porum.
Dekar going back and goodbye Cecil, actually.
Doesn't want to take DKC Cecil up ordeals possibly. Meanwhile, we've got Soleras doing a door.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with doing some doors. Unfortunately, it doesn't really have the Starveils or wall cast to really capitalize on reflecting the disrupt, but I mean, you've got Quack It with Quack. It shouldn't be too difficult to get through this.
Yeah, and that was a good point in from Cubs Rule. It's possibly he's going to get warped.
Oh yeah, definitely. Porum getting warp in here is huge. Being able to warp out of Luca Cave. Dekar already having the levels to have warp. Makes it a little bit easier to leave here since you can't exit out of here because storyline reasons.
Yeah, the story barrier keeps the exit spell from not working. You can warp to other floors though. Hey, there's a second Cat Claw for Yang with all of the money that we have available.
Soleras getting the mana core to actually summon its Casting Blaze, which is hitting quite hard. Hopefully able to take it down. Mana core down. 25,000 experience in the bucket.
Yeah, there was exit, there was warp. All of the escaping mechanisms that you could hope for are now online. Soleras is going to be moving through, and we'll see if he decides to take any more doors or not. I suspect that's probably a not, just needed to get those spells.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure you had warp because it could be a split EXP boss up here, and you may not be able to get all the experience you want to get warp. Just a great way to make sure you can get warp. Which you don't think it's in regular casual gameplay. You don't think to use spells like warp, weak, toad. Yet this randomizer makes those spells a little more useful.
Yeah, especially with finding a lot of these bosses in different spots, you know, with different party members available. Some of those things you just don't have. Some of those things you aren't really thinking about, you know. But, you know, with seeing these bosses in these other spots, it really, you know, puts the vanilla game into perspective with how much, you know, spit and duct tape is holding this game together.
I mean, hey, it's held up pretty well over the years.
Absolutely it has, and it's amazing at, you know, how well that this game still can surprise, you know, people with something new. You know, I can learn something new just by watching, you know, some of these runners anytime I do commentary.
Yeah, I mean, was it just recently, like a year or two ago, we found about the frog strat for D-Lunars? There's our darkness, vanilla darkness.
Vanilla darkness in the objective spot.
So that means that oh wait, Kane can't leave us at the end of Sealed now. So okay, no betrayal.
No betrayal from Kane this time. He is the hero. Why would he betray himself?
Ooh, finding Ruby here. These fire counters are gonna hit pretty hard. It has a Blizzard Spear actually, gonna be able to jump and I believe Soleras has an Ice Claw.
Yes, he does, and I think he actually has Yang equipped with it. So I don't think this is going to be too terrible. You know, our levels for each runner do look comparable, so it'll be really interesting to see how this gets tackled. I don't know what gear Dekar has though.
Soleras equipped in that Ice Claw. As long as you don't do any regular fight commands, you will not see the Fire 2 counters. So just have to deal with the glares that come out and the physical punches. Which I believe that Cecil has the crystal armor on, so really good defensively on Soleras' side.
Yep, and getting these characters up right away off these glares, even though they are that powerful, they are only hitting one character. So I think Yang and Kane will be able to make pretty short work of this.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, a glare, yeah, 7,000. Yeah, that's a small amount of damage, right?
Just a little bit.
I mean, if it was green, it'd be better. Just, need a curse string and a piece of Dragoon armor, and those glares then heal you.
For 7,000 damage. Soleras is still though.
Yep, Warp has the Darkness Crystal.
So you're Soleras. You are a Wyvern and an Adamant away from go mode, and you're in 9 key items. Do you go to Keyless Tower?
I do Keyless Tower. At a chance for a possible 10th key item, I'm going up Keyless Tower. Because you can get that 10th key item, you've got a Cecil, you've got a Kane, 10 key items, you've got 3 trap fights in cave value of behemoths, and you get over 100,000 experience for each one. And you've got a party that can handle them. There's your grind.
Yeah, this party is more than ready for behemoths. Crystal Armor Cecil in the back row, definitely.
Right. You're really needing more than 300,000 experience. That'll get you through most of the moon, and you'll get the rest of your experience right there.
Oh, that's right. Soleras is not done dwarf yet.
Yeah, but Soleras is also seen as a blue robot dwarf. So it's still debating whether or not it's going to be Water Hag or Gauntlet.
Yeah, and really, unless that Wyvern is sitting behind that package, this is actually a good, better play. That was a long Gauntlet, a long Demus fight as well that Dekar went through.
Yeah, so if Keyless Tower has any form of key item, it's going to be great. It could have the hook, which then you turn into a rat tail. A chain opens up. Or, you can get almost any of the key items here would be fine to find. Give me that 10th key item.
Yeah, and that's definitely what Soleras is hoping for. Just any key item and a quick boss here. Meanwhile, Dekar still has ordeals that he can do, and has that harp check. So he is missing a legend sword and is missing the rat tail. So it will be interesting to see where he decides to go. He knows that D-Lunar's there. Hey, this is Rubkin in a flop spot, or this could be Elements.
No, this is Elements.
Yeah.
we just fought Ruby at Sealed Cave, so this is Elements. This is completely free.
Yeah, the magic here is so low.
Well, even then, you just spend one of your valuable star veils, since you've already seen Golbez. You're not going to be doing reflect strats, and you just bounce Fire 2, Cure 3 off of whoever, and get to this fight with relative ease. It's just you hope to phase skip.
Yeah, and it looks like Soleras is hoping that this can be let Berserk Kane, because the Ruby sprite in the Elements fight is considered a mage. So this Runax is going to do work against that phase once it gets to it.
Yeah. If Mylon in this fight loses his floating abilities.
Yeah, it's just a casual 5,000 damage from the Runax.
Yeah, that's no problem. It's fine. But gets a second fight, so he's going to get a little more experience from this fight.
Dekar, meanwhile, continuing to fade ordeals, is going to the moon. We'll see if he's just going to try and get some information, or if he's going to try and take some of these fights up here.
Well, I mean, we've seen a few of the free fights. There are still some that are out there. I mean, we still have Dimps. that are out there. I still have Water Hag, Bahamut. I mean, technically speaking, DKC is free, but in most spots it's going to hit like a truck, so I want more HP.
Yeah, we could still run into Antline in its natural habitat up here. We still have Valvalis is lurking around. And we have Kane, but
finding the pass on Soleras' side.
ooh,
that not a 10th key item, but actually a really good key item.
Yeah, and he's walking it out.
Yeah, because you have Forge still left to do. If you find Adamant in any one of the spots on the moon, you can just leave and you don't have to go back.
So, what's faster, walking this out or doing a walk on, to the core?
Well, see, this you walk this out, and you maybe do top down, get your Adamant, exit, and then you're good. Because otherwise, then you got to go through the screen transition again twice, because you got to come back, go back up, and then walk down again. So that's all gone. At least going from Earth to the LST is at least, I think it's like a 3-minute walk.
Yep, and that was Odin sitting in the. That is a rude Odin. Meanwhile, we've got Soleras, who is going to go through, find the Demas, probably going to go through the alt gauntlet again, even though he knows it's a blue rope. Where's Dekar going to go? He knows that Odin is barring his way to that objective number 2.
Yeah, and Odin there, it's gonna punch really hard. I think maybe for Soleras, I know there are some skilled runners out there that can do what we like to call Kander struck. So it's the use of Odin's instant death by lightning. Kane just jumps off the screen just like Eddie hides. And you can hopefully plan it out just right and get the Thunderstruck with Kane.
Yep, could also pick up that Edward. We do have enough agility manipulation to where you could probably get it, but we don't have an illusion that would really help to really set Eddie up for success there. Could pick him up, but we are climbing ordeals. This is going to get that Legend Sword for Dekar. We'll see if that changes his mindset on some of the routing.
Yeah, Chet also mentioned out we do have Lit 2 with Palom. We've got Thunderclaws with Yang. Also really good things to use on an Odin. It's just those first 3 hits from Odin are going to one-shot anybody, pretty much.
Absolutely. With our current levels, Odin is going to just tear through this party. For X-Pancrats in chat, we do know that the reward for Dwarf Castle is the package, and Demas is a Ninja Sword. Yeah. So we'll give Soleras his 10th key item.
Yeah, so I would more or less put money on Soleras, probably checking Demist, getting the Ninja Sword, going up and doing the 3 Behemoths fights with that 10 key item, and then taking on Odin.
Yep, and what we're going to see here, this is going to give Dekar his 9th key item. So we'll see if he decides to return to the harp. Is that going to be burning a hole in his pocket, or is he going to continue to fade that?
Yeah, it's one of those things like you wipe in a fight, and then you have to sit there and you leave it, and it just constantly nags the back of your mind. And you're like, do I go back, or just I wiped at it once? Do I go back? Like it hurts from the runner's perspective. It hurts to have that just nagging constantly.
And I blinked and I missed it. Who was the Lunar Deus character? It was a duplicate, I assume.
It was a Rosa.
Oh.
So, I mean, you could trade out Porum and get, quite a bit of levels on Rosa with the slingshot, 200k on her for the first fight. I mean, yeah, you've already sank time into Porum, but Porum's HP growth is not the greatest, whereas Rosa, you can get her online real fast.
Yeah, the only thing about that will be how to get her those levels. I mean, with that base level Rosa, I would be really scared to go into that behemoth fight to try and get levels there. We've already used our Siren, so it'll be
Well,
interesting to see if they take her or how they're going to get some levels.
well, even if, okay, let's just say this, even if Rosa dies once in the fight, you just pop a life pod on her, she comes back up as critical HP. Cecil will auto cover. You
That's
use
true.
Kane or Yang to actually kill the behemoth.
Dekar is through ordeals. He can go pick up his Cecil now if he so chooses. We'll see how he decides to handle this. Is he going to try and hunt for that 10th key item, or is he just going to start working on the moon?
Yeah, it's a hard choice to make, or do you just buckle down and do a 9 key item grind? And it hurts to do a 9 key item grind.
Absolutely, it does. I think there are a number of bosses here on the moon, though, that Dekar probably could handle. It's just a matter of, are those in spots that he can? You know, White Spear Altar, there's a few bosses that I think would be really easy for Dekar to handle there. Not a lot of HP. Has the Quack Kid still, so could do some work that way. Let's see, where is he heading?
Oh, yeah, it's a matter of where Soleras goes. Dekar's turned in the pan.
Oh, he was getting his Twin Harp back.
Yeah, when he reset out of Twin Harp entirely. So,
yeah, that's right.
I mean, at least the hard to say whether or not how much more of a time waste it was for the wipe there, but I mean, at least you remembered where it was.
Absolutely. Looks like Dekar's probably making the keyless tower play.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, you leave it for so long, and in the past, keyless towers had so much value that you just don't want to leave it for too long. Meanwhile, Soleras is raising up the whale, wondering where he's gonna go. Will he trade out Porum for Rosa, or will he just go straight to K value and get his levels?
Yeah, so right now, I think with where our runner's at, Soleras is about 2 checks ahead of Dekar. Soleras has the Twin Harp done with that rat tail and has the tower done. Dekar's doing the tower now, so it'd be really interesting to see if Dekar decides to walk this pass out or not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at that point, you're kind of hoping to find Wyvern on the moon and not having to come back to Forge if you're going to reset out of the pass.
Yeah, and that's a risky gamble too, to just go face check bosses on the moon when we still have the hook unavailable, so we don't know who King Queen spot is. We're seeing Dark Elf is in the Rubicon spot. We don't have the tower key or the Baron key, so that's still a number of bosses that we have no idea where that we don't have access to. So it's very risky to just go face check bosses right now.
Next was it's 2 that we can't see at Baron. We've got tower key, so that's 3 right there. We've still got the 2 in Giants. There's 5. Package is 6. So it's so hard to just face check bosses.
Yeah, especially when you can just get the adamant as well, and as well as one of those key items can still be good to go.
Right, and Kane really doesn't have a zonk for a key item at all. Soleras thinking about it, making the hard choice. Ditching Yang actually. For that Rosa.
That's interesting, and I wonder if that is just thinking reflect strats.
Well, I don't think so much thinking reflect strats. Having a second Zergcaster is actually kind of nice, And depending on the weapon that you can get for Kane with that adamant, let's take a quick look here. He's got Piggy Stick, he's got Gigantaxe, he's also got the Abel's Lance. 2 of those 3, Cecil can also wield.
Yeah, and 2 of those weapons also can facilitate a grind. You know, Abel's Lance can do a D-Machine grind that way.
Yeah. And, if you Zerk glitch Kane or Cecil, whoever has, the Piggy Stick or Gigantaxe, you can then stick it right onto somebody else. And it's a lot easier to do that when you have multiple casters of Berserk.
Yep, and Dekar got his pass. He's walking it out as well. So, playing the numbers game in his head, thinking, I need a Wyvern or I need an Adamant. And if it's Adamant, I'm going to be really happy I have that pass.
Yeah. To answer a question in chat, the freebies we have left, we have Dimps and Water Hag and Bahamut.
Yeah,
those are the quote-unquote free ones left.
Yeah, we've seen both guard fights. One is in the Asur spot, one was in the Baron Inn. That was also vanilla.
Yep, there was vanilla Baron guards. Karate was at Antlion. Max answering Cubs there.
Yep, so we do have a couple free fights up here, possibly to be up here. They aren't guaranteed to be up here. We still have some rude ones as well. I don't think we've seen Kanatsu anywhere. We haven't seen Valvalis, which not as big of a pain since we have Kane.
But Kainazo was actually the full defense fight.
Oh, okay. That was during when we had a little bit of Twitch issues, but hey, they're speaking. She appears. There is Valvalis.
Val. No, please.
That's
no.
A lot of health there in that spot too to fight through that Val.
Yeah, and you really don't want to take her out of her spin.
Oh,
there's our Wyvern
with Stone, and it hits no one.
That's go mode.
Wow.
Now here comes the next question. Is it the dirty double? Does it also have adamant here?
Oh my goodness. Soleras dodging that stone though, like that is mind-boggling.
Well, this spot really doesn't have that high of magic actually. So stone weapon here, probably, not a huge thing. Yep, it's the White Spear Altar to answer a couple of questions in chat.
Yeah, so we'll see how Dekar decides to tackle this moon. We know the answer is go bottom up to get to this White Spear. Where is Dekar going to go? Is he going to try and take on Odin yet? It looks like he's going to do some hair dryers first.
Hair dryer is not a bad chest. You can always possibly spike a Crystal Sword or X-Cal. That new tier 8 item.
Yep, and
finds it right away.
Yep, found it good. We do have life potion roulette going on. People getting other people up who just eat the nukes, as Kane just continues to swing away.
Yeah, just all Soleras' hope right now is don't hit Kane with the nuke. Don't hit Kane. We want Kane to stay zerked. And on Dekar's side, the hair dryers are down. It's also getting a casual 24 levels.
Just casual, not a big deal.
For mentioning in chat, just jump the nukes. Kane is currently zerked right now, so no jumping for Kane.
And Palom ran out of MP, so having to use an Ether 2 to get him going. Kane already chewed through the Remedy HP though, so should be able to get this Wyvern down here shortly. Is able to get this life roulette going.
Yeah, Remedy for Wyvern basically, whenever his wall falls off, that's when he casts Remedy on himself. So it's a matter of a fight here. Ooh, Kane takes the nuke.
That Berserker is not going to be jamming that Q anymore to kind of help get these lives up. We'll see if Soleras can close this out.
As long as it doesn't hit Rosa. Oh no, Rosa doesn't have Zerk. It has to be Porum that Zerk's back up.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
And I don't know how many life potions Soleras has left. Oh, but he's down anyway.
For the fight, Porum not getting any experience, but we're not worried about her. We want Rosa to get the experience right now.
Where is Dekar going to go? He looks like he's going to be checking the Murasame altar. Soleras is in go mode. Has that wyvern down.
Just a glass hat, actually really nice.
Very nice.
Great defensive piece of armor, especially when we've got to fight Odin and some behemoths to get our final levels here. So yeah, I can see it. I can see an exit and straight down game value. Meanwhile, finding Mylon Z at the Murasame altar.
Not a terrible fight.
No, I mean, we've got a light sword. We've got Fire 3, I believe.
Got Gungnir to exploit the floating weakness.
Yeah, like this is relatively free. You just don't circ up the Cecil because he's got the crystal armor on. It's only going to take 1 damage.
Lord Goober, you are correct. It could turn into something really spicy if this is the adamant.
Yep. For Imperial Dragon, we have peaked the boss here. It is Odin. Soleras is going to find this out for the first time. Dekar already checked it.
Yeah, so this is going to be really interesting. Our runners are really close. It's going to come down to how comfortable are our runners with these low-level Berserk fights. We've got Soleras with 2 white mages. We have Dekar with 1 white mage, 1 black mage. Obviously, he's not going to be taking Palm all the way to nuke. So how comfortable are our runners going to be with this low-level Zerk is going to be really important.
I mean, with the Z fight, as long as you get 2 people zerked up, they're jamming the queue so much. You maybe do some reflected lit 3s with Palom, just because lit 3 is the faster animation.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Let's go, people!
Adamant spike for Dekar. Dekar's now in the quote-unquote go mode, knows his path, is not going to go any farther down. Dekar just got back into this race. We get some Poison Walk.
Little Poison Walk, gonna be heading over to Cave Value. He will probably be tackling his behemoths, has 10 key items. Who can handle this Odin the best out of these 2 runners?
Here's the thing, is Dekar may have a little bit more of an advantage having access to that Coal Shop and that Supersmith weapon. If it's a Gigantaxe, like that really beefs up both Kane and Cecil tremendously. Abel's Lance, it's Kane's equivalent to a Crystal Sword.
Right. And that's just going to be really huge with this strategy that's going to be going. Let's see how these runners get through this grind. You know, Soleras getting the news, oh, it's Odin.
Yep, but still taking on the behemoths here to get his levels. Has that pass, leaving Cecil, you know, making sure Cecil has all the HP, has that glass hat and crystal armor on. He's not taking any damage from this behemoth.
Yeah, and that's one difference between the 2 runners. Dekar has Palom and Yang to handle that Odin, whereas Soleras only has the Palom to exploit that lightning weakness.
I think Soleras may still have a bow and arrow, which he could probably put on like Rosa or Porum to also exploit the weakness. Just zerk them up and they can also do a little bit of chip damage. So, I mean, both runners doing behemoths, not a very common grind you actually see. But with the Sea Hero, like, it makes more sense when you're not guaranteed an Edge or a Tella to really bring online the other grinds.
Yeah, and with the parties that we have, these behemoths are not terrible. You know, you're seeing on Dekar's side, 4 people in critical. We just got to keep Cecil up. He's going to heal himself. He could get Blink here from Porum here in a second. Our runners are making some pretty decent work out of these.
Yeah, and these behemoths are so slow, so you don't want to curse your cane. You want your team to be super fast. Because that means they're hitting you less. Because they'll only hit you with their counter.
Yep, and so Soleras right now is essentially one behemoth fight ahead. The biggest difference will be here, Dekar will have to make an extra stop on the way to the Zemus fight. So it's going to come down to who can get through Odin first.
That's going to be a huge thing. Soleras signed us to jump instead of going with the Zerk. Doing double the amount of damage, but something that you notice here, don't parry with Cecil.
Right.
Because Cecil won't auto cover at that point. That's why you end up seeing runners use one of Cecil's weapons as an item, even though it does nothing. It just makes sure that he can auto cover.
Yeah, and question in chat for Dipwood. Behemoths do give this much experience, but because our runners have 10 key items, one of the flags here for Free Enterprise is having 10 key items means you get double experience. So it is a lot of experience. That's why it seems like a much higher number than usual. It's just double what they normally gave in the vanilla game mode.
Yeah, and they're given 117,000. I think it's like 56,000 around in vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so Soleras is through with that third behemoth. I would honestly be exiting and saving it.
If you got Cure 3, Cure 4, you just heal up your party here. The actual I can't pronounce it. The Odin Slash is not going to do a whole lot of damage because the magic in this spot is garbage. It's just those physical hits that are going to hit hard.
Yeah, and it'll be really interesting to see here how this goes. Soleras, first one into the Odin fight. A lot of HP. Oh, there goes Palom.
Yeah, Palom, one shot. It's like, ow. Hopefully able to get this Palom up in a lit 3 or even lit 2. Get Cecil again. So little damage having that glass hat on. Got such high defense.
Yeah, this is going to come down to just, managing these hits, how fast he is. I mean, he's not moving terribly fast. Can you get these lit 3s off of Palom?
Yeah, casting a slow cast onto Odin, slow him down even farther. Ooh, Kane taking a big hit there.
Leaving him in critical, though. That's what you want, so that back row Cecil, who's very well armored, could jump in.
Yeah, but even though the magic is low here, with them being this in critical HP like this, that Odin Slash will end up taking the low HP people out. I think it'd probably do around 300 to 400.
Yep, and here comes the first slash. Dekar is through his behemoths. He's going to heal up.
Going for a Quake on Soleras' side, just get some extra damage. Hopefully it's enough. Will Odin actually slice?
And Dekar is doing a safety save, it looks like.
Oh, it's so... You're sitting there waiting, and Odin is down before the slash comes out.
That means at 1 hour, 14 minutes, Soleras has his crystal, is going to be heading back to the blue planet with a pass in hand, will be the first of our runners here to be getting into the Zemus fight.
Man, this is such a race right now. I mean, Dekar coming from the clutches, finding that adamant at the Murasame altar, clawing his way back into this.
Yeah, so this is not over yet. Zemus fight with a low-level Berserk party is not a free fight. You have to know, you have to be comfortable with it. We'll see how comfortable Soleras is, and as he is heading to the blue planet.
Yeah, even with a high level party, Zemus isn't free. Zemus is such a difficult fight. You know, everybody makes it look easy, but it's not.
Yeah, so we're gonna see Soleras get set up here. Oh, was that 27?
You don't want to be a 27. You will either want to be a 28 or 29.
Yeah,
Stuck the drain sword on.
Yeah, he was moving so fast I didn't see it.
Meanwhile, as Soleras is before we ask the question here, make sure you follow both of these runners. Also follow the Restream team here. Psychonaut doing the restreaming, Warlink doing the tracking, my co-commentator Bad Karma.
And also the YouTube ult as well. But we got some Z flags here in chat.
Yeah, right on point. Yeah, nap time, right?
Oh, it's absolutely nap time. It's 10:30 where I'm at. I'm ready to go to bed. But is Zemus gonna be napping on our runners here?
You know, I think our runners hope for that. But
I know I
usually
do. I usually try, you let sleeping dragons lie. That's a rule in Dungeons and Dragons, so I think that could still apply here.
Yeah. Have you ever tried casting sleep on Zemus? Does he still do the big bangs?
I believe he does. But no, Zemus is the final boss of Free Enterprise. He's too big, he's too powerful, he's too ugly. We can't move him around. He's just going to wreck our party no matter where he goes. So instead, we maybe sometimes make him a little less ugly. So he does it, and usually we like to ask the question. I'm going to take this one because I have a new one that I don't think I've heard from anybody. Whose seat are we going to yeet?
Nice. With over, what was it now, over 530 different sprites?
60. I think it's 560.
Oof. Dekar not taking, no, took out the Odin fight, I believe, but is...
He's looking for a trap chest. He's not comfortable with his levels.
Finds one. Which one is it? Double Red Giant.
This is good. Oh, he's trying to get more levels on Porum.
And...
Ooh.
I have not seen this sprite before.
I believe this is Breath of Fire 3 boss, Miria?
It's a new one to me. I'm happy. I always love seeing new sprites. Yep, and confirmation from our sprite designer, Skull Kitty, confirming that you have it correct.
Hey!
You knew a sprite!
I knew a sprite! I know me some Breath of Fire, that's for sure.
So, big butt?
I was going to answer. Randragon, Dekar did not find Wyvern. Wyvern is down in the White Spear altar. So, Dekar actually found the Adamant Rock at the Mur Same altar to get his go mode.
Yeah, so as we have these big bangs coming out, first one's usually the easiest to nerf. Every subsequent after that one, it gets a little more tricky. Only has one life potion to his name on Soleras' side.
Has 2 white mages though, so gonna try and get the most work out of them as possible. Hopefully a weird high roll big bang doesn't take them out.
Yeah, Porum more likely be taken out by the big bangs. Rosa's sitting at a nice 2k HP. I'm not sure if Soleras found the tiara. I know Dekar has a tiara.
Yeah, and
really good.
Dekar just got Cure 4 for his Porum.
Yep. And we get to see what the Supersmith weapon is.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion in chat about whether to go and claim that item before Odin. Dekar opted to just go Cat Claw Thunderclaw and was doing 8k around with his Young. So was making really short work of the Odin. But it is going to be interesting to see which weapon this is and how much extra power could provide to Decker that Soleras does not have.
Yeah, it'd be hard to say. It looks like Soleras is going to try to nerf this Big Bang coming out. I'm not exactly sure on the timing for it, so I know Soleras is a much better runner than me, so may have it.
Yeah, nerfing Big Bangs is definitely something I'm trying to get better at, but I'm not great at it.
I just go smash everything, so either it's just a full Zerg party or I'm doing reflect. Like I don't care about nerfing Big Bangs after a while. It's just first one done.
That was not nerfed, and that's one white mage down.
Yeah, but you got the power couple. Like that's really all you need is the power couple, right?
Hey, that's how I beat the vanilla game so many times. Got a picky stick.
It's an Excal-esque type weapon for Kayn. I think the Excal just slightly notches it out, but both Kayn and Cecil can wield it. Yeah, Solar said it's the power couple plus the third wheel.
Yeah, this is oh, Kayn is at 36.
Ooh. Crystal Ring is nice. That'll bring up to just to 41 though. You
Oh yeah,
42. Like,
oh,
do we have a ninja hat? Do we have assassin dagger?
He does have the assassin dagger actually.
Oh, if he has an assassin dagger, then yeah, he can get it up just to above the good old 42, which is fine. The drain and crystal cancel each other out there, Dekar, because the drain sword is 5 and the crystal ring is 5.
Yeah, but Soleras has his party up. We'll see how this Big Bang still standing.
Yep. Okay, I would say where was Kayn? Oh, he must have been in the air.
Yeah, he jumped right after the Big Bang.
Looks like Dekar's gonna be going for a 31 agility anchor.
Virus
the crystal ring off.
That means Soleras is still in phase 1.
Yeah, because phase 2 that's gonna be nukes instead of viruses.
So
I mean,
as long as Soleras can maintain this pace, I think he's in the driver's seat for winning this race. Dekar's got to make up a lot of ground.
Yeah, like I said, that's no easy feat for this fight. A wipe can change it all.
Oh, is she going to get this heal off? Because this is not nerfed. Oh, no.
I mean, there's a possible chance that Kayn could survive and use the 1 life potion on Rosa.
He does survive.
Because it's going to be a black hole right now.
Yep.
This is when he gets to the tricky business of like, do you risk or you just reset? I think it's one of those ones like you risk.
Yeah, because Kayn was berserked. Oh no.
Nope. Phase tipped. Gets a direct counter nuke.
We have
no.
dueling Zemus fights here. Dekar is entering the fight. Soleras is running right back in.
I'm sorry for cursive commentary. It just means that there's more chance of a tie. No, I did not just say that. Nope.
I only gasped. I did not support the tie.
I'm a rebel.
My co-commentator's name begins with a T. That's why he said it. Newspapers go to him.
Yeah, but as everybody, some people say ties are bad. So I mean, your name starts with a B. So there we go.
It all makes sense. It's all interwoven into the pattern.
Yeah, it's tie bolt.
There we go. All right, so Dekar is starting his Zemus fight. He's moving around, gonna do the picky stick on Kayn. Soleras is hopping into the fight now. Going to go through this cutscene really fast, and he will be probably about 20-25 seconds behind.
Yeah, like this fight could still go either way.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat right now.
Same here.
I mean, both of these runners have just ran amazing in this particular race. Both passed to go mode.
2 different parties, 2 different go modes. Let's go. Let's see these dueling Zeromas fights.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, on Dekar's side, Porum only has 1500 HP. Yeah, you've really got to be comfortable to be able to nerf Big Bangs to make sure she does not die. I know that Porum on his side has the Tiara and Crystal Ring, which are really great items for defensively, but I don't think has any decent chest armor for Porum.
Yeah, and I think I saw for Soleras, the Kayn was still using an iron armor.
Yeah, I mean, not finding any of the greatest gear out there. I mean, that's why Yang is so good, because he doesn't need gear. He just needs levels.
And he's hitting for 2500 on Dekar's side.
Yeah, definitely having that cat claw is helping out that quite a bit. Zerks and oh boy, I mean this. Yeah, there's reflected lit 3 for 3k damage. Or was that 3 for 6k?
I think it was 6k, and that's going to be really huge. That's extra damage that Dekar could decide to keep that Palom going, or just have him lay down and do as much damage as he can to get to that second phase.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is you might, if you can do it right, the best way to do a hybrid is to snipe it. So you do as much damage as you can with your physical fighters, and then have your Black Mage just snipe it. But Big Bang comes out on Dekar's side, Palom down, Porum hanging in there.
That was an unnerfed Big Bang because the slow was reflected.
Ooh. At least it's a black hole, so at least I'm gonna be able to recover here.
See this Big Bang over on Soleras' side. I can't even figure out which screen to watch. Like this is so intense to have them just be this dueling Zeromas fight this close.
I know, right? It's like who do you watch over the other ones? Like it's so close. I mean, Big Bang could just wipe it all away, and
yeah. I hope our runners are counting, because I am definitely not doing math on this stream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing the numbers come up, so hopefully our runners are keeping track, because I'm sure not.
Neither am I. I've done my fair share. I'm good.
All right, looks like we've got Big Bang coming out on Dekar's side.
Yeah, just topping off the Kayn here with the Cure 3 from Cecil. Another shake on Soleras' side. Big Bang coming out. I don't think that one's nerfed.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried. Oh, there goes Porum for Dekar.
Porum and Cecil. I think that Kayn Zerg, luckily Yang was not going to be able to act as the chemist to bring that Porum back up.
Till 911, he has the picky sword.
Yeah, and Kayn doing some work with that piggy sword.
Oh, is that? I think Dekar needs this to be the tip. I don't know if this Cure 4 gets off.
Ooh, oh no! Wipe on Dekar's side. Soleras back in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Rosa only with 6 HP.
Oh no, is she gonna get a heal off before the HP runs out? I don't think she will.
Nope.
Who is Zerked on Soleras' side?
Cecil is, at least. Both Cecil and... Oh, nope, Kayn's not.
This is, I think, Soleras' only life pot.
Yeah, only life pot. Oh my god, the back and forth.
Trying to get up. Oh no.
I mean, gonna use that Kane to get a Cure 3 out, get it up on himself. Hopefully get another Cure 3 out on the Rosa is what I would hope.
Yeah. Oh no.
I mean, Kane's gonna survive. Nope.
No, we're not gonna see it. There's the reset. So now we're back to square one, ladies and gentlemen. Both zeros going right back into this Zemus fight. Let's see if Soleras makes any adjustments.
So we have Zemus 3, runners 0 at this point.
Yes.
And Soleras going all the way down to BS6, going, I'm not messing around.
Yep, let's see. Soleras charging right back in. Battle speed 6 for him. Let's see how Dekar decides to handle round 2.
I mean, I think on Dekar's, he hasn't changed his battle speed at all. Like, he's just, no, I'm going in.
Yeah, that could have come down to just, a random high roll. That one non-nerf Big Bang could have thrown things off.
Sometimes it's just the luck of the roll.
I mean, Miriamis is not messing around here tonight, folks. She's a final boss in a tough game for a reason.
Yeah, and this one is just making it even tougher. And we have to think of what's going through our runners' minds as they've wiped, Soleras has wiped twice, you've got Dekar wiping once. Like, do you think your opponent's going to sit there and finish? Like, what's going through your mind at this particular time?
Yeah, you haven't seen the dot done at this point, and every attempt is just, messing with your head, trying to get as much damage out as fast as possible.
I mean, what else can we really say about this fight? Like like you said, it's a hard fight.
Yeah, for all the work that we've done, to kind of map this fight out, there's still so many elements of the rolls and your gear and all that stuff that plays factors into it. I've had the highest roll of a Big Bang on a Rosa with 2200 to take her out, and she was very well geared. Things like that can happen, and it's just how do you account for those when you're going into this fight? How comfortable are you with what you've got to, and the runners showing that they do feel comfortable in this fight. They keep going right back in without making too many changes. So they are expecting that they can mitigate this in the right way if the rolls just go their way.
Soleras still had the life staff on Porum, taking it off, going to stick it on Rosa, get that extra 15 will onto Rosa. Always a great thing to have. Anything that gives the willpower for your white mages.
Yeah, anything to kind of get those magic defense. You want her to be able to dodge as many rolls as you can. She's going to be wielding this life staff. Hopefully that can, mitigate some of this and give her heals a little bit more oomph as well.
Yeah, we can see the speed difference between Battle Speed 1 and Battle Speed 6.
Oh no.
I think that was intentional for the nerf of the first Big Bang, because nothing's happened on Soleras' side because of BS6.
Oh no, I was talking on Dekar's side. He's single casted a Cure 4 off of the Reflected Cecil, did 6,900 health over to Z.
Oh no! That does not feel good to heal Zemus for that much.
Not when you're trying to just output this damage. But I mean, Kane doing work with that piggy stick. 3,300 damage.
Yeah, I mean, Biggie Stick, like I said, it's equivalent to like an Excal. And as we know, an Excal just got boosted up to tier 8 because it's so powerful for Cecil.
Porum surviving that like a champ, only taking that Big Bang for 1,000. I don't even think it was nerfed.
doesn't look to be looking at Cecil's HP, taking quite a bit there, so...
Yeah, he still has the initial Star Veil up, so can't get the Cure 4 off on him. Waiting for this black hole right here. This is going to get the party really topped up. And meanwhile, Soleras is still chugging through, has his Palom up, getting these reflected spells off, but is on the battle speed 6, so is moving a little bit slower, trying to play it a little bit more safe, having not seen the dot done yet.
I mean, sometimes safety is the best way to go. Like, you try it a couple times, go through the fast way, and after some time, you're just like, no, if I want to make sure I can get through this fight this time, I'm going to do whatever I can. BS6, let's go.
Yep, and right now he's sitting really good. He's got his party up. They are outputting damage as they can. Meanwhile, Dekar is keeping his team up as well, sitting really good. Needs to get these Berserks back out, which he's doing right now from that last black hole.
Man, I mean, this race has gone back and forth. And this just goes to show the testament of both these runners.
If you haven't done so, please make sure you are giving these runners a follow. They've put on an excellent race force here tonight. Both runners are doing exceptionally well. Give them some love. Give them, get those follows on there for them. I don't even know where we're at with this fight for either side.
Neither do I. It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, it looks like we do have a Big Bang incoming for Dekar. He is queued up, ready to go to get this Cure 4 out. Is that a phase shift or is that a Big Bang incoming? I think that was a phase shift. Nope, it was a Big Bang.
Or it could be the infamous Wombo combo of Big Bang into Meteo.
No. Porum shrugging it off again. Another low roll Big Bang onto her for 1,000 damage.
Yeah, hopefully gonna get this Cure 4 off. Gets it off. Feel a little more comfortable now for Dekar.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've got the power couple still up over for Soleras.
Oh, just a black hole on Dekar's side, so not to rocks yet. The race is still on.
Kane is wielding the piggy sword that he got from Kokol's shop for being the sea hero. He found the adamant, whereas Soleras found Wyvern. Oh, there's a nuke.
We're in second phase on Dekar's side.
This is so close.
I don't even know where Soleras is right now. He could still be in phase 1. Could be in phase 2. And what we mean by phase 1, phase 2 is Zemus has multiple different phases, but it'll change between either viruses after Big Bang or nukes. The first half, it's viruses. The second half, it's nukes.
Yeah, Dekar's getting his party re-berserked up, opting to go with Yang instead of Cecil. I like that play. Yang is hitting a lot harder than the Cecil is. Even though Yang has more HP, Cecil is moving a little bit faster, I think, so is going to be able to, do an emergency life pot if needed.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you have that safety in any way, shape, or form. Your forecast on Dekar's side comes out a little early, but it's a safety heal.
Yeah, everybody's full top. This guarantees that at least your 3 physical fighters are going to live through this Big Bang.
Yeah.
Kovalkin, in a recent patch for Free Enterprise, Boardface was able to add some of the special weapons from the Game Boy Advance version, and one of them is the Piggy Sword. You can use, with the Sea Hero flag on, instead of getting the Excalibur, you can get a Game Boy Advance weapon for your hero. Kane has a wide variety of weapons, a couple of spears, he's got an axe, he's got a sword that he can roll. And there's the rocks, though.
We got rocks on. Ooh, we've got rocks. Where's Soleras? I mean, we got a counter nuke. We got at least one direct cast nuke from Zemus, so could be pushing away into his rocks. Oh boy.
Oh man, this is so close.
There's
There's the
the
Kraken
snap.
Plume. Get your GGs in chat for DekarSMASH. Is our winner at 1 hour 40 minutes even.
Oh, way to end it with an even time.
And we're joined by Dekar. GGs to you. Excellently well run race. How are you feeling about that?
That's one of the toughest seeds I've played on this flag set. But it's also a really good showcase of what everyone I think hoped this flag set would be like. But just really hard because, you know, the safe play was probably to take the Rosa, slingshot her off Mach Giants, but against an opponent like Soleras, I just didn't feel comfortable taking the time to do that. And the alternative was like, you know, try to get enough from behemoths and trap chests. Unfortunately, my mental math was a little off, and my Kane ended up with, I think, 36 base agility when I wanted him at 37. And as a result of that, I had to do like a 31 agility fight instead of 42, which would have been, I think, much comfier.
Yeah, in this race, definitely go back and watch it because you two ran extremely well, crisscrossing on who was ahead, who was behind. Tell us about what was the decision making for going top down and checking that Murasame altar first?
The decision making was I was kind of hoping to get a lot of experience out of the lunar subterrane, and I wanted to maximize my chances of getting a 10th key item before I hit the ribbon room. Of course that didn't turn out to be how it played out, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I don't know how much you've gotten to speak with Soleras. Wyvern was hanging out in the White Spear altar,
Yeah.
so that was his go mode. And Val was hanging out waiting for you in the ribbon room. So you may have dodged a bullet there with that plan.
Well, I knew there were quite a few rude bosses still in the pool, so the moon was a dangerous place. I mean, I think we didn't see Evil Wall, Baigen, maybe Mom Bomb, quite a few nasties that could have shown up, and Val's another one. So, you know, that was another part of the seed that made it kind of stressful and difficult.
Well, overall, go ahead, Tolt.
So you took on the early Twin Harp and saw D Lunars there, and Cure 3 only doing one damage to them because of the massive.
Yeah, I was pretty sure
magic
that was the
defense
case, but I was really hoping it wasn't because I had a feeling it was going to play out the way it did if I didn't have that extra damage.
Yeah, and only missing out on a rat tail there.
Yeah, well, you know, getting the boss check there was almost half the value, so that's why I just bailed on it and reset all the way out to not even having turned in Sheila 2. Especially because like you redo it, you probably get a womp or a rabbit hole, and then you have to walk out too because you don't have exit or warp.
I let GG's. That was a heck of a race to watch.
Yeah, I definitely do want to go back and watch this one because I think this is actually one of my favorite seeds of the tournament, just in the sense that I think it's really hard and really interesting. If I could go back and do it all again, I would have probably done the Mach Giant grind. I knew where to buy poison axes. And if you just got Cecil enough levels to sort of tank the hits, it would have been pretty safe and not super fast, but, you know, faster than wiping a Zemus.
Well, you have been a very interesting story for this event. This is your first Free Enterprise event, correct?
Yeah, my first tournament.
Yeah, so you participated in the Pink Puff League, the first ever one, I believe, correct?
No, I did not participate in the Pink Puff League. I was technically eligible by the slightest thread. I think the rule was, 60% or better win ratio, disqualified you on the ladder, and I was sitting at 59.8 or something like that. But I just kind of, in my head, thought, I had gotten to a point where I didn't really belong in a beginner's league anymore, and so I sat it out.
Well, your first event, you're going to the finals. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling really good. I mean, if you told me going in I would make the round of 16 and get eliminated there, I would have been pretty satisfied with that. Granted, that was when there were some heavyweights who, for various reasons, bowed out of the tournament. But even so, first tournament, I think tournament play is different, and you sort of have to learn that. So getting to the finals is really exciting, and I'm really excited to play my opponent in the finals. I'm not going to spoil that just in case some people still haven't gone back and watched those races. It's going to be really tough, but it's also, it's a fun challenge.
Yeah, so who are you actually hoping to fight, since we don't want to spoil anything, between Pancras and Stone Dingley? Who are you actually hoping to fight?
It's between Pancras and Microcorgs.
Porks.
And either one, I think. Pancras is an awesome challenge. He's probably the best player free enterprise ever, and his run in this tournament has been incredible. Microcorgs is, I think, an opponent who I have a better chance of beating, so that's kind of maybe an argument for him. But he's also a really good, really dangerous opponent. I think his style of play is kind of high variance sometimes, in the sense that like he makes bold decisions that sometimes they really pay off, and that makes him a scary opponent.
Well, GG's to you once again for getting into the finals. Look forward to seeing your matches next week. That's all I have for Decker. Do you have anything else to bolt?
Nope, I got nothing else.
GG's again. Any final thoughts for you, Decker, before we let you go?
No, that's all. I'm still catching my breath after this one. That was a stressful seed. Thanks so much, Soleras, for being an amazing opponent. I hope he takes some time off. He said I think he was going to, and I don't blame him. The tournament play is pretty intense, and just the stress of it can sort of wear you out. And other than that, just thanks to the Restream team as always. Bad Karma, Tybalt, Warlink, and Sikanot. Really appreciate the work you guys do.
Thank you for putting on an excellent show for us, and GG's. We'll see you next week. And that was... go ahead.
I was just saying, it looks like Soleras has called it as a forfeit. I mean, can't blame him with taking 3 wipes as Aromas. It feels bad.
And we are joined by Soleras. Soleras, GG's.
Hi, thank you.
That was a tough race. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm pretty bummed, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, from our vantage point, you ran a really excellent race. Nothing to be bummed about. I think a couple of those were just some really rough rolls there, but otherwise, excellently done race. Overall, and especially your entire tournament run has been very well. So again, do want to congratulate you. Getting to the Final Four is no small feat.
I really appreciate that.
But overall, how are you feeling about this seed? Going into that, you found that Wyvern right after peaking that Val. What's going through your head having not seen the dot done at that point?
That was... going through my head was that was the worst case scenario. It was go mode without any of the experience or gear from the moon. It meant I had to take whatever I had. I didn't have any giant slaying equipment, so I didn't really feel like I could go do Mac Giants. It was just basically behemoths and prey. And here's the thing about this kind of seed. I actually think this seed is exactly what... this is the kind of seed we intended to have in ZZ4. If you don't consider, giant grinds much, where it's just you have an awkward party, awkward Zeromus, awkward grind. And you add Sea Hero on top of that and no J items, so we don't have a Silk Web, because I didn't find one. And Kane's the hero. And, this just came down to lack of experience with this kind of Zeromus fight with this party, which is completely on me, because I think the past month and a half or so, I haven't practiced. I've been really burned out from ZZ4 seeds, as much as I have loved them. So I mean, I know where I went wrong. I didn't understand that fight, and yeah. So I mean, that was basically all playing in my mind when I found that Wyvern was like, I'm in serious danger, and I was. But it was a puzzle. Tried to figure it out, and I didn't. Alas.
Definitely a race to watch back. It was one heck of a semifinals race between you and Dekar.
Well, if we put on a good show, I'm glad. I'm glad to have shown off, like I pretty much always am now. I mean, I'm glad to have shown off like the skill that I have attained in this game. But besides the Zemus and just kind of the very end of that, I felt pretty good throughout the seed. Like I had fun with it. I know I played it pretty well.
Yeah, you absolutely did. If you go back and watch it, you made excellent choices. I feel like, Keyless Tower to try and get that 10th key item. How did that feel pulling the pass there? Was there any thought of, resetting out of it, or to just, take it and go? Was it always
No,
going
it
to be the
makes.
option?
I mean, it makes the moon dive better. You keep the experience. I really didn't want to do Dwarf Castle because of the chance of the Elk Gauntlet being there, which it was. But then I decided I would peek the first boss, and it happened to be Demas, so I just got baited into it, getting no character, experience I didn't need, and what was Demas' reward? It was a ninja sword or something. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but that's why I did Dwarf that late, and I felt pretty good with that choice.
Yeah, Dekar did it a little earlier, but he also, you went through it a lot faster than he did too, because of the delay in there. So a lot of checks, you guys both made the same checks just at different times, and it played out in either way. He faded ordeals a lot longer than you did as well, and it's really interesting to see where those little time differences were made up between the two of you, where he would pull ahead, then you would pull ahead, then it's such a fantastic race to watch.
I'm glad to hear that. It was tempting to fade ordeals. I was actually thinking I should do Zot first because I had the levels from the Siren I did, and it would have made Plague. I wouldn't have just died to Plague randomly. Plus, with the experience, you could just do it that way. I don't know. There were very interesting decisions to make that seed, for sure.
Well, unfortunately, this is your end of your ZZ4 journey. It's been a heck of a run, though. Getting to the Final Four, like I said at the top of the interview, no small feat. How are you feeling about this event overall?
I mean, I'm very, very happy to have placed where I did. I think the event overall was a success. I loved the massive qualifiers. I'm not sure that we'll do that again quite anytime soon. That's not an official word, just... I know there's pros and cons to that, but I enjoyed it personally. And making this deep of a run is just... I mean, I think you never expected it, in a randomizer with this kind of skill in, the pool. But I made it here. I met all my goals, and beyond that, we got a bunch of the campfire racers into the top 8 in general. Big just shout out to that and Martin for having us. A lot of us came from doing these, kind of communal style campfire races that really helped me not burn out from practice when we were doing those races together. It's a big part of why I got here. But yeah, I'm just ready for a good long break now. I will be back, but I need to not play Free Enterprise for like a couple weeks at least.
Until the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the next tournament, I suppose.
Well, it's a well-deserved break. I don't have anything else for Soleras. Do you, Tybalt?
No, I do not.
All right. Well, thank you, Bad Karma and Tybalt, for doing the comms. Thank you, Psycho, for restreaming. Thank you, Warlink, for doing the tracking, as always. Y'all are super appreciated. And, Oh, and the final thing I wanted to say, I wish I was in a better headspace and also not having a migraine my last race, because I noticed this last race, and I want to say it here, for a couple reasons. Like, I've already won in a way. I've already met some major goals. I was offered an admin position, which I now have, mid-tournament, which I absolutely did not expect, super grateful for, and my name is in the credits. My name is at the very bottom of the special thanks under LSL now. Like, oh my god. Like, that's incredible, and I'm so grateful for this community for seeing something in me to allowing me to really, I guess, take the leadership position that I have. So, like, that's been the big reward. The tournament itself, like, it's its own thing, but it just sort of ancillary to that to me. That the admin work is more important to me, and I'm really glad for kind of how that all played out. I wanted to make sure I gave that shout out though. But yeah, anyways, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching, and till next time.
We'll see you next time. GG's also congrats as well.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, Tybalt, our
Yes.
Z fights are done.
And it's that time again.
While it is the end of Free Enterprise here on the Free Enterprise home planet, we are not done with Free Enterprise for the night, though. We are going to be raiding over to community member, one of the restream leads, Auska424, who is doing some Pink Puff flag set theory crafting.
So the Pink Puffs is more geared towards beginner runners to kind of bring people into Free Enterprise. It starts off with a lower tier style, and then you work your way up to become a better runner.
Yep, and as we go over, as a friendly reminder, please do not spoil this race. As we go over, you will get the bunk. But otherwise, Tybalt, thank you. It's a pleasure working with you. I believe this is our first time doing commentary together. Second up, thank you for rolling this fine seed. We're doing the restreaming, and Warlink for doing the tracking.
It's been a pleasure being on commentary with you as well, Bad Karma.
I look forward to it again, and for everybody else, we will see you all over on Auska424's stream.